Le Galion is one of those names that slipped through perfume history quietly, but its influence was anything but small. The house was founded in 1930 by Prince Murat, but its true identity arrived 5 years later when Paul Vacher took ownership. Vacher deserves a moment of recognition. He was not a businessman playing perfumer. He was one of the most respected noses of his generation, involved in major creations for houses like Dior and Guerlain before shaping Le Galion. His training, discipline, and precision gave the brand a tone that was instantly recognizable among women who valued elegance. In 2014, businessman and collector Nicolas Chabot discovered original Le Galion bottles and archival materials. Rather than seeing them as antiques, he saw an unfinished narrative. He acquired the brand and began building it with patience and respect. He recovered the formulas, studied documentation, and partnered with famous perfumers who could work in the house's original register. The bottles kept their architectural lines, the compositions stayed close to Paul Vacher's ethos, polished, cultured, and quietly expressive. And according to Chabot, the intention was continuity rather than retro revival. The relaunch positioned Le Galion as a living house, not a museum piece. These choices created a modern Le Galion that feels true to itself, and the best way to understand a house is to study its perfumes. Today, we will look at the 3 bottles that illustrate 3 sides of its voice. Tilleul, which captures a private garden in Neuilly, L'Astre, born from Ava Gardner's legend, and Sortilège, the emblem that made Le Galion a name in New York and Paris. Let's begin with Tilleul. Tilleul is a linden fragrance, but more importantly, it's a portrait of a place. In the garden of Le Galion's private hotel in Neuilly, there once grew a silver linden tree. Every June, the air around the house filled with its pale, honeyed aroma. The breeze carried that scent towards Paul Vacher, who eventually decided it deserved its own composition. Tilleul is his tribute to this very Parisian tree and to a more pastoral idea of sensuality. Quentin Biche translates that memory into a structure the house describes as a floral nectar with a woody, musky frame. The top is a linden accord that feels light and pollen soft, almost like standing under the tree when it's in full bloom. In the heart, honey and ambrox link the blossom to a more textured, woody warmth. The honey is indulgent without turning the perfume into dessert. Ambrox adds a mineral brightness that keeps the accord luminous. In the base, musk smooths everything into a gentle, skin-like trail. On my skin, Tilleul feels calm, polished, and quietly enveloping. It suits someone who enjoys natural sweetness and delicacy, but still wants the perfume to read as considered and composed. It's a linden that's been through Paris and knows how to behave. L'Astre carries one of the most romantic backstories in Le Galion's catalog. In 1950s, Ava Gardner became the face of Sortilège. After the fragrance's success in the United States, she asked Paul Vacher for a perfume that would belong to her alone. He composed a private scent that remained in the shadow for decades. In 2023, working with the Ava Gardner estate and their archives, Le Galion finally brought that idea into the light as L'Astre, a contemporary rewrite of that intimate formula. The house calls it a large, exuberant floral, and that is exactly how it moves. The composition is a floral, spicy amber. The opening is vivid and charged: red ginger, clementine, cardamom, cinnamon, coriander, and pimento berry. It feels like the beginning of a scene rather than a top note for its own sake. The heart is built around white flowers: jasmine, ylang ylang, tuberose, and orange blossom. These florals have volume, they have intention. They sit in that space between creamy and radiant, evoking gowns, studio lights, and an audience that pays attention. The base deepens into amber with vanilla, benzoin, tonka bean, and suede nuance. The sweetness is structured. The suede notes keeps it tactile and elegant, more like the inside of soft leather than dessert. On skin, L'Astre feels glamorous, poised, and unmistakably feminine. It is a scent for evening light, fabric, and presence, perfume worn when you are truly getting dressed and the room is part of the experience. Sortilège is the house's icon. Paul Vacher composed it in the mid-1930s as a tribute to the great parties of the interwar years. It went on to become the signature scent of the Stork Club in New York, one of the most exclusive night spots of its day, and it was associated with women like Marilyn Monroe, Ava Gardner. It is one of the defining aldehydic florals of the 20th century. In its modern form, Sortilège remains faithful to that architecture. Aldehydes lead the opening, joined by lilac, lily of the valley, ylang ylang. That combination gives the fragrance its bright, slightly effervescent surface. It feels polished without becoming sharp. The floral heart is generous and layered. Jasmine, mimosa, rose, narcissus, and iris create a bouquet that is rich, but it's controlled. The jasmine and mimosa bring a sunny, yellow floral warmth. Rose and narcissus supply drama and depth. Iris threads through it all, adding a powdery, velvety texture that feels very much of the haute perfumery tradition. The base rests on sandalwood, musk, amber, vetiver, and labdanum. Here, the perfume settles into warmth, creaminess, and a soft, slightly resinous glow. The woods and the resins give the composition weight so that the aldehydic sparkle has something substantial to attach to. On skin, Sortilège feels poised and unmistakably French. It moves through the day with the kind of ease you associate with good tailoring and real jewelry. It's not about nostalgia. It's about a certain standard of elegance that does not need to explain itself. Together, these perfumes show why Le Galion deserves its place in perfume history. A linden tree in Neuilly becomes a scent. A private formula for Ava Gardner becomes a modern release. An aldehydic floral from 1936 still defines elegance nearly a century later. The house's portfolio is far richer than these three. These just happen to be the bottles I own today, and I plan to add more because every fragrance in their collection has its own voice and moment. When a house works with this level of continuity, you can take your time discovering it. If you want to go deeper, you can read my full interview with Nicolas Chabot, the man behind the brand's revival, on Elevated Classics. We discussed history, stewardship, and why certain perfumes deserve to live in the present rather than stay archived. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these speak to you the most? Are you drawn to classic florals, glamorous white bouquets, or heritage compositions? Share in the comments, follow for more perfume storytelling, and like this video if you enjoy learning about houses that create with intention rather than noise. Thank you for watching.